Hello everybody, happy Friday. I hope you're all doing very well, and today we're going to be opening up a shirt that I do intend to actually keep and add to my collection. Can you imagine that? And it's in this parcel right here, similar to the one I showed you on Tuesday because it's come from the same retailer, and this time it's a country that you don't see floating around too often, so I'm quite pleased to add another one to my collection. So let's get this one open because like I said, I did make this purchase in January, so I suppose it's best to find out that I have the shirt that I bought. It looks like it is the one, so that's very, very good. So we have a tag attached, which is great, and then you have a little bit of the shirt, so it's quite clearly a yellow shirt. And then we have a little bit more going on there. So you can see his sponsor and a little bit of the crest. Now, very well, to those of you who are familiar with this one, I suspect if you watch sort of first round qualifying of Champions League or Europa League, you might be familiar, because other than that they don't really feature too much outside of the country that they're based in. So I can feel the rustling. Get rid of that. Now then, what we have here is the shirt. So it is a yellow one, as we thought, and you've got the little sponsor there on the bottom. We've got anything on the back? Not particularly. Feels like it's quite a wide shirt. It does say it is a medium on the inside of the collar there, so you know, I suppose it is what it is. Let's have a look. So there is the front of the shirt. So it's all yellow mainly, and it does have like this sash effect, which to be honest, you've got a little bit at the bottom, but you've got a lot of sponsor in the middle there, so you don't really see too much at the top. And this logo here, it is rather large. It's not very discreet, is it? But I suppose, you know, it's easier to tell who this shirt is from. You've got some sponsors running down the sleeve there. So I will do what I usually do. I'll dress the mannequin and come back to you, because I feel like, certainly compared to the video on Tuesday, there's going to be a lot of you who are not as familiar when it comes to this team. Okay then, so there is the shirt, and it's a yellow one, and to be honest, I actually do like yellow football shirts, but I hear you asking, who is the team? Well, it's F91, Didling, or Dudelange. It really depends on where you're from as to how you would pronounce and spell this one. I think it's got French and German influence. This is their home shirt from 2018-2019. It's quite a few years old now, and I made the purchase from Vintage Football Shirts, and it cost me £47.50, so it wasn't a particularly cheap shirt, and that's because it's come from a country that shirts just don't appear too frequently. Now, this team was formed in 1991 following the merging of 3 teams from the town of Dudelange, which is based in Luxembourg. Yes, this is a football shirt from the country of Luxembourg, and they play in the Luxembourg National Division, which is the top division in the country. And like most European leagues right now, it's coming towards the end, and they find themselves sitting in second place, and they could potentially still win the league if results go their way, which would replicate the feat from last season, which they actually did win the league title. Now, historically, they are one of the most successful teams in the country of Luxembourg, having dominated from the early sort of 2000s and onwards. And in fact, they were the first team, and possibly, I think, the only team from Luxembourg that have reached the first round proper of a European sort of intercontinental competition. It was the 2018-2019 Europa League that they reached the group stage, and they got there through qualification by beating Legia Warsaw and CFR Cluj, so not small teams by any means. And their reward for beating those and getting to the group stage was a group with Apoel, Real Sociedad, and AC Milan. Yeah, that's not really an easy group for really any teams. That's a difficult one regardless of where you're from, let alone if you're from Luxembourg. To be honest, they actually did have, well, I mean, they finished last, as you would expect there. So the shirt is a Yako manufactured shirt, and it does have the tags. It can be a little bit difficult to have tags attached on some of their shirts because they seem to just sort of place them on some and then just don't put them on others, so it's a little bit difficult when you're buying from a club store, because I'm just a little bit hesitant to do so. But at least when you buy from somewhere like Vintage Football Shirts, they will tell you if they're going to be attached. As I mentioned, it has the sash, but it's kind of a weird one because you literally only have a tiny bit on the shoulder there. Now, I believe that their current shirt manufacturer is Capelli. They've moved away from Jacko. And you know what, Capelli is a manufacturer I don't actually have one for myself. They've done a lot of stuff in Germany, so I think at some point I'll have to buy one. They've got some quite interesting templates that some teams use. Now, unfortunately, this isn't actually a new league, new country to my collection. You think, oh, Luxembourg, that's quite an interesting one. But I actually already have a shirt from Luxembourg. It's a team that actually doesn't exist anymore because they also merged with another team, and that was a Macron shirt, and that one's very, very nice. So to own 2 shirts from Luxembourg is pretty cool. I always usually try to get 3, maybe 4 from each country, but I think these possibly are the only 2 that I've ever seen for sale, at least that would probably come with tags attached. So yeah, if you know anyone or anywhere that are selling Luxembourg club shirts, then let me know, and I suppose I could always add some more to my collection. It's a rather simple one, Jacko, one of their templates, but it's more about finding these obscure particular sort of clubs and nations, I guess. I think Vintage had some other ones from this particular club for sale. Again, some of them didn't have tags because inexplicably they just don't have them. But you know what? I'm pleased to own it. It's a nice shirt, and yeah, I'm just slowly getting towards 500 now. I think what we're on now, we're getting close to 450. Are we going to get to 500 this year? Maybe what we heading towards May. Got another 6 months or so. I don't know. We'll try our best. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching the video. I hope you have a great weekend ahead. I have a very nice shirt I'm going to show you next week. It's one that has arrived relatively recently, but I really want to see what it looks like in person, so I'll probably show you that on Friday. But anyway, that's as always. Thank you for watching my videos, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Goodbye!